Beginning of a secular bear market in the bond market. It's time to buy assets that are sensitive to inflation. And as Paul Tudor Jones has said, the fastest horse in that race would be Bitcoin. Bitcoin, there's been 15 of these sell-offs. We've been documenting them all, and we've been buying them all. It was a garden variety sell-off, nothing special.
Yeah.
I was just listening to Mark Yusko talking about Amazon stock and saying basically Bitcoin has the same volatility as Amazon stock. And when was the right time to sell Amazon? Never, right? So if you have an asset compounding at 200% a year for 11 years, you're going to have volatility. Volatility is a trade-off because I'm happy to accept the volatility if I get unconfiscatable Bitcoin, I get separation of state and money, I get an asset better than gold that stores value better than gold, a better store of value than gold. And all the benefits that come with Bitcoin, I'm willing to take them all in exchange for a little volatility. So it's healthy and it's predictable, and it's ultimately doesn't really mean much. Right. Well, in 1996, I started a company in Los Angeles called the Hollywood Stock Exchange, and I invented actually a virtual currency. And I have a patent on a virtual currency,
Wow.
Several patents. And that was a part of the gaming industry. And in my view, Bitcoin came out of the gaming industry, multiplayer gaming industry that was really birthed in the age of the internet. The problem was all the gaming currencies are centralized, and so they could never really break out of the game into real world. What Bitcoin does is it's decentralized digital scarcity. So that's the breakthrough. And so I realized that, okay, this solves the problem that we were trying to solve back in the mid 90s with this brilliant insight into how to assemble these technologies. And so I started buying it. The macro outlook hasn't changed. You've got central banks, as you say, are trying to fix every single problem by printing money. And for a long time, that money printing inflation was masked because it went through China, and we had a period of slave labor. And now you've got wage parity between the US and China. So now the money printing is showing up directly in the CPI. And now the central bank is saying this is transitory. And that's probably, I would say, almost certainly false. That this is the beginning of a structural inflation, beginning of a secular bear market in the bond market. It's time to buy assets that are sensitive to inflation. And as Paul Tudor Jones has said, the fastest horse in that race would be Bitcoin. Well, the super cycle is something that I'm not really totally up to speed on. And
Okay.
I feel like there is only one cycle. That's the Bitcoin cycle. And everything else is getting eaten up by Bitcoin. And stack sats and let Bitcoin do for you what you couldn't do for yourself, and that is get stinking rich. And I think anytime people get too granular about timing and cycles, they miss out because they're trying to time the market. So I just say, look, do dollar cost averaging, just stack sats, and be patient. And don't try to get too cute, too fancy, try to time it, go into leverage. Because people say, oh, I'm sure that I understand this leverage and this cycle, so I'm going to leverage, I'm going to go all in. Okay, well, you were wrong, and now you get wiped out, and now it's back to square one. So don't fall into that trap. Just stack stats, don't buy shit coins. Just buy Bitcoin. Be patient. Watch the world go up in flames. Be like the little doggy in the meme who says this is fine. And that's it.